Marthor here. I'm going to do a quick review of the Glock 78 field knife. This knife was originally designed in West Germany by a company named Solingen and is known as the AES West German knife. And it wasn't used by the West German Army, but it was designed there. The Glock took the design, the dimensions, and the sheath are pretty much exactly the same with some minor differences to the old AES design. One of the big upgrades they did is the material, the polymer material of the sheath and the handle are better than the old plastic used on the AES. Glock was innovative for their handguns to develop advanced polymers, so this is a very rugged polymer sheath and handle. And one thing about the Glock handgun company is they're known for not having safeties on their guns, traditional safeties, but on their knife they added this big safety latch. So I consider that to be kind of ironic, and this was an a change from the old AES knife. This is also an Army issue knife for the Austria Army. Also, the Denmark Army and the Poland Army currently use this as their Army issue field knife, and I think that's some coolness factor that it's an actual Army issue knife today, or even if it was historic. Anything that's been actual Army issue is a little bit of coolness to it. Some other reviews on YouTube, it's often complained that it's hard to get the knife out of the sheath because of this safety latch, and a lot of people have even said you can't do it one-handed. But if you just put your finger on the crossguard and your thumb on the safety latch and push, I think it's pretty easy. You just saw me do it one-handed to unlatch it one-handed, and that's just like if you were using another sheath that has a snap. You'd have to unsnap that before you grab the sheath, so I don't really see that as that big of a deal that some other people were saying, but I guess some people have had trouble with that. But just try it that way. Push up and down at the same time and you can get it out of there. So here's the knife. The width is very similar to the Gerber Mark II, but this is a single edge compared to the Gerber Mark II that has double edge. Another common criticism that's true about the Glock field knife is it doesn't come sharpened up to where you probably want it to be. I watched the reviews before I bought it, so I was expecting it to be actually worse, and I'd say it's not as terrible as I was expecting, but I did the paper test, and it's definitely not quite as sharp as you'd want. You need to work on the sharpness, but it's not as bad as I was expecting, and it's just an okay edge straight from the factory. So I haven't sharpened it yet. This was straight out of the box, and it's just an okay edge that needs to be worked on. Another thing about the Field 78, it can be attached to a Steyr AUG rifle, which is another rifle invented in Austria, and that's their Army rifle, so it can be attached as a bayonet. So that's another neat thing. And then this little lip here on the crossguard can also be used as a bottle opener, so that's just a little extra thing. So overall, it's about a ½ inch or so shorter. I'll try to line these up than the Gerber. And then if you compare it to a K-bar, you can see it's significantly not as wide. But overall, price is probably a big factor here. It's only $28 shipped off of Amazon, so it's about half of the price of either of these others. It's carbon steel, so you need to keep it oiled so it won't rust, just like the K-bar, and unlike the Gerber, that's stainless steel. But I actually like the sheath. It's a minimal design. Doesn't have any extra bulk. It's pretty light, so I definitely like it. And for $28, it's a great value. So I give it a good grade. And for $28, I definitely think you should add it to your collection. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you later.